I invite you to sit back, relax, close your eyes if you like. Let's take a few deeper than normal breaths. With each breath going a little bit deeper. And with each breath out, letting go a little. After about 3 or 4 breaths, let's let the breathing go back in its natural mode. You can start to move your body, open your eyes. So welcome to the new you. This is week 4. We've already done 3 weeks. We got started. We worked on purpose and values, worked on overcoming our blocks and fears last week. And today it's all about intentions. And this week we will be covering how to set intentions, what are intentions, how to create a well-being plan, and writing your success story. And our coach of the week will be walking us through the concept, as well as writing your success story, and then a wonderful guided meditation to manifest the success. So let's talk about ensuring that we're all taking actions. We've already done a number of things. Here's my golden book, and I'm going to make it golden. I invite you to bring your book, notebook, or if you don't have it, a piece of paper. And we've already written down things like I will, I commit, I feel called to, and this is my purpose and why I'm doing it. Last week, we started to map our values as antidotes to fear. For me, it was the courage to show up no matter what my fear tells me. And today, the action that we will be working on is on intention, where we'll create a commitment statement. We'll write it, and you'll go deeper with the meditations and visualizations. And again, a reminder that read them during the week. Keep your golden diary book by your bed or on your desk. Read it during the week. Read it before going to sleep, waking up. Repeat those statements again and again, and that's how we will manifest. That's how we'll reprogram our mindset for success. So with that, let's do a little stretching to get our body up and going. I invite you to join me in standing up and finding a nice standing posture. Let's make sure our feet are parallel. Your body is balanced. Bend your knees slightly, elbows a little bent. And simply breathing in, raise your palms up. And breathing out, let go. Let's do that 2 more times. One more time. Let's take a pause. Let's do some tapping with a flat palm or a fist, starting from your fingers, tapping up your arms, releasing any tension, blockages, waking up the body, getting the energy to flow. Change the pace, skip or spend less or more time in any part of the body. On your arms at the moment. And lastly, let's kind of shake it off. Arms up and down, kind of let go, or breathing in and releasing, letting go. So with that, let's come back to our chairs. Hopefully our body is more awake, more energized. All right, so the quote I have for us today is that intention is the starting point of a dream. It is the creative power that fulfills all our needs, whether it's money, relationships, spiritual awakening, or love. And related to this, the affirmation, again, as a reminder for us, is that I'm worthy, I'm enough, I'm beautiful. So see if any of those words resonate with you, write them down, start repeating them. And with this, I'm going to next introduce our coach of the week. It is Gayatri. She's a well-being coach. She's certified in many things like meditation, Ayurvedic lifestyle, and transformational coaching. And I'm going to now pass it on to Gayatri, and looking forward to a wonderful session with her.
Good morning.
Morning, early morning, and thank you for joining us from all the way from Australia, very, very early. So all yours.
Thank you. Yes, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but that stretching really helped me. I'm ready to go, and I'm really excited about this session. So hello, everyone. My name is Gayatri. I'm a wellbeing coach, as Jazz said. I'm really passionate about helping my clients achieve a balanced life full of calm and joy, and one that they really don't want to get away from as well. I'm especially excited to talk about intentions, because with me personally, it really helped me to stop sitting on my dreams and act on them. And it helped me learn two important lessons. The first one being that it's never too late to start. You can begin anytime, wherever you are. And the second one is that once you voice what you want and you actually act on it, the whole universe conspires to help you get there. But your actions have to be aligned with your intentions. I'll be giving you examples from my own personal story along the way as well. Jazz, if we could go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So basically, I have been a lifelong learner and a seeker. I've spent a lifetime just learning different things, changing fields. I have different university qualifications in very different fields as well, because I was always seeking my purpose. Something that felt right for me and something that I could use all my different passions and skills in. I'm a very creative person. I'm the happiest when I get to draw, paint, write, talk to people, meet people, help them. I'm always concocting things from natural ingredients for skincare or for ingestion to help you with your health as well. And I have been meditating since I was 16 years old. Basically, I've worked in many different roles, but I always had a dream from early on, several dreams, but I never acted on them. I would just sit on them because I always thought that, I didn't know enough. I needed to know more. I wasn't enough to actually go out there and teach other people as well. Basically, it all boiled down to fear. I was letting fear stop me from actually acting. And that stayed like that for a very long time. And unfortunately, it was actually loss and going through grief that actually propelled me to act and take action. But when I decided to act, the synchronicities just presented themselves to me, and it kind of led me to where I am now. So we're going to go through what's going to happen as well for each step. That's going to get you from being stuck to hopefully taking action as well. Now, my personal struggle is with procrastination and wanting things to be perfect before I actually take that first step. Still happens. I'm a lapsing perfectionist. Keep going back into it, even though I know better. We all do it. But this work has really helped me combat that and work towards smaller goals And with the micro steps, we've been talking about that for the last few weeks, right? You've all been talking about what your goal may want to be. You've been thinking about it. Some of you may have crystallized it, some of you haven't. We're going to be looking at that today as well. But doing all these steps, having goals, a contingency plan, and then having micro steps towards your larger goals is going to help you get there. So let's begin. Can I go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So we're talking about intentions today. What is intention? So intention is basically the impulse that is there in everything you want to create and manifest in your life. And today, specifically, we're going to be looking at our heartfelt desire. So not from our minds, not what we think we should be doing, but what is our heartfelt desire? And to get to the bottom of that, we're going to be working with our heart and our mind together. And throughout our lives, we've always been told, follow your heart, or, let your mind lead you. Why do we have to choose? We're one whole being. So we need everything to work together to actually reach our goals. Inherent in everything is our desire for what we actually want. Basically said, wherever we put our energy and attention, right? So wherever your attention goes is where your energy is going to flow naturally. So take a look at your life currently. Are you actually giving all your time and attention to your dreams? Or are you working on things which don't really matter to you at the end of the day? That's what you kind of need to do. And you need to act on it so that the universe can help you. So me saying I want to exercise isn't going to be enough to act and actually sustain it and keep doing it. What's the actual reason behind it? Why do I want to exercise? Because that's still a subjective goal. We need to embody this vision and this goal. And we need to crystallize it, exactly what it is after. So do I want to feel healthier because I have more energy? Why do I want my energy? With me, I want more energy so I can keep up with my team and be able to still do fun things. So for me, that's actually my motivation, my goal. So I'm going to take you through that as well. But before we move into that, next slide, please. We're going to actually visualize it. And that's what's going to help you come up with what it is that you want. We're going to go with the felt sense, the qualia of the moment. So I'm going to ask you to please get comfortable for me in your seat. If you need to move around a little bit, do so now. And then when you're ready, just gently close your eyes or look at a point in front of you and lower your gaze. And just feel settling into the stillness. Yep. So whenever you're ready, yep, close your eyes and deepen your breathing. Breathing in, feel your belly expanding. And breathing out, feel it pulling all the air out and your stomach coming in. One more deep breath. And I want you to be aware of what it's like to be you in this moment. And enter it with kindness and curiosity. Let go of any expectations or judgment. And just be. Leave your to-do lists and pending tasks. And if you can, leave even your body and your mind. Let your spirit be free and open your imagination and let it take you wherever it wants to go. And now I invite you to imagine or recall a memory of well-being when you are in a state of flow and your heart feels full and open, full of joy. You feel uninhibited, alive. Hold this vision. And now let's kind of fill it out a little bit more. I want you to take a look around. Where are you? Is it day or is it night? Can you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin or a slight cool breeze? What are you doing? And who is there with you? And now, let's live this visualization through each sense. What can you see, smell, hear, touch, and taste? Let's go deeper. What are the feelings coming up beyond the words and the images? Just feel everything and let it wash over you. Can you name these emotions? And following them within you, can you see where they are? Where are you feeling it in your body? Stay with that emotion, follow it down. And now, let go of the visualization. Let go of those feelings. And just breathing in deeply, easily, and effortlessly. Return to your normal breathing. And whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes. All right, welcome back. Now I'm going to ask you to grab that piece of paper and a pen, which you hopefully have next to you. And I want you to write down the feelings that came up in that visualization. Just jot it down before we forget. What were you doing? And what can you do to bring that feeling of well-being into your life? Just make little bullet points for now. I'm going to give you a few moments for that. Just bullet points with those feelings and what came up. What were you doing? And what can you do to bring that feeling of well-being into your life? Now, below this, I'm going to ask you to write just a short little paragraph, a success story from a year from now, your success story. Where are you going to bring those feelings into your life? What is it that you can start doing from now? And what do you see that leading you to in a year? And you're going to start it with, it's a year from now and I am. It's a year from now and I am. It's a short paragraph, nothing too long. I'll give you a little while to do it. And look, you can always come back and flesh this out a little bit more later if you want to. If you want to write something longer. All right. Are you good to go, or anyone want a little bit longer? Okay. Jazz, I'm going to...
Oh, a
Yeah.
little longer. Deeper.
All right.
That's a little longer. Yeah.
That's fine. Perfectly fine. Take your time there. Okay. Jazz, I'm going to ask you to move to the next slide. And thank you. From here, what we're actually going to be doing, is we're going to come up with a well-being goal as well. So having your goals and having really big dreams is very important. We don't want to keep our dreams small. So having really big dreams and goals is very important, but it can be overwhelming at the same time. Because sometimes you can feel like, I don't know where to begin. There's so many things I have to do. And this can just bog you down and hold you back. So basically, we need to work out, what are my priorities? And the moment I say, what are your priorities? Straight away, what happens to most people is we get into we start saying, I should work on my career, I guess, or I guess I should work on my relationships. We don't want to get into the should. We want to get away from the shoulds. Remember how I was saying earlier, I want you to form your heartfelt desire. That's what we want. Those are the feelings that we want to go after. They were there in our visualization. And what's going to take us towards making those a reality? The best way to avoid a should and lean into your true desire is to feel your way into it. It's really important to connect to that feeling in your body. Your body always guides you beautifully to what it really wants. It helps us get out of our head. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the names of 8 categories, 8 different categories. But while I'm taking this, I want you to be very aware of what's going on in your body. I want you to feel, and I think each person knows if they tend to think with their, follow their heart or their gut. If you're not sure, just go with both and see whichever one kind of jumps up at you. So you want to be in your gut and your heart space for this. And you can keep your eyes open, or you can close your eyes if that helps you, because we want to drop down into our body. And just see, when I'm repeating the category, if you feel a little bit of a, ooh, I felt something there in my heart or my gut, it's responding to it. Just take a note of which category or categories it does that for. This could be 1 category, 2 categories, 3 categories. Just take a note of it at this stage, and then we'll whittle it down later. Okay? So I'm going to start. You can close your eyes at this point if you want to. Romance, family and friends. That's 1 category, family and friends. The environment, health, recreation, career, finance, personal growth. I'm going to repeat it again. Romance, family and friends, environment, health, recreation, career, finance, and personal growth. But only write down the 2 categories that your heart or your gut really responded to. You felt something there. And these are going to be our priorities. And the reason I'm only picking 2 and asking you to only pick 2 for this exercise today is, yes, having our priorities helps us crystallize our focus. So we kind of narrow that field down. It makes it more probable that we can do it. But what research has shown is that when you can even pick 1 habit, it can be something as small as drinking a glass of water every morning, starting your day with that, or making your bed in the morning. The small habit that we start setting up every day, it can actually have a ripple effect and change a lot of things in your life and in your day. It just starts with a small little change. So we don't want to overcomplicate things. We're going to pick 2 categories, and you're going to see that ripple effect in the rest of your life from this as well. And remember, you can always come back and you can change things when you realize that maybe this is not the one I want. I don't have that much motivation. Nothing is set in stone. We have flexibility. Okay. Jazz, next slide, please. So we've got our goal, but we want to come up with a well-being goal, and we want to know what our focus is going to be for the next 1 month. So we've got a time limit on this for now. Aha, sorry, I'm just going to pause for a second. We have a question from Deepa. What if your gut is resisting in hearing the category, but you want to work on it? I'm guessing, Deepa, I'm not sure exactly. If you mean your gut is resisting, is there like an element of fear you're feeling in it? Perhaps, right? It may be that fear is there. It kind of excites you, but it's also scared. And many times we think we should pursue something, but our body actually is telling us or trying to lead us in a different direction. One thing to remember, our body never lies. Your body never lies. Your mind can, your body doesn't. Always follow where your body is guiding you. Yeah. So if you want, Deepa, I'm going to come back to you at the end when we have the questions section. I can help you clarify that a little bit more. If there was another category, perhaps, which you're not ambiguous about, I would suggest maybe go towards that category, which kind of jumped out at you as well. Pick those 2 categories to work on, and then we can address this as well afterwards if you've got time. Okay, so let's say our goal was career. So what is it about my career that I want? So for me personally, I want to get comfortable in being in front of the camera. So it may seem funny because I want a webinar with you, but I'm actually terrified of being in front of a camera, and especially if it's recording. I feel like I'm a deer in headlights when that happens to me. I forget what I'm doing. I feel very self-conscious. So that's why, like, I want to be comfortable being in the camera. But why is that important? For me, it's so I can have an online course. So that's my goal and my motivation there. So think about you. What's the category you have picked at this stage? And write this down. Write your category. What is it about that category? If it's health, what is it exactly about health that you're after? What do you want from that? And then write down your why. Why do I want that thing to change? I want to be more healthy. Why? For me, I said previously, I want to be more healthy, so I have more energy to keep up with my teenager, right? So find out what your goal is and your motivation. Aha, yes, Deepa. Yeah. So sometimes what we think is our category, Deepa said she was thinking career, but it's actually finance. Exactly. So when we follow that little trail down, we end up realizing it's actually something else we're after. Now, how am I going to reach that goal? So I've got my goal, I have my motivation. That's going to help me achieve that every day, right? That's going to motivate me to get out of bed and do the things. How am I going to reach there in the next 1 month? So we want something that is attainable, number one, in the next month, that's feasible, right? That we can do it. We want to be very specific. What, where, how, and when are we going to do these things? Make sure your plan is relevant to achieving the goal, which you have right now, right? Not the end one in a year. These are baby steps. We're going to start with baby steps in the beginning. Just keep repeating this to yourself, baby steps. We're going to learn how to walk before we try running. So we set ourselves up for success. So for me, for example, with that goal that I had for my career, I'm going to make short reels every day, a short reel every day because I'm uncomfortable being on the camera at the start of my workday. So I've been specific what it is I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it, and what am I going to do with that then. And I'm giving myself the option of I'm going to just delete them every day in the first week. So that makes me comfortable and I can see how everything works. So for me, that's what I'm going to do in week 1. So just write down your action plan. What is it that you can start doing from today? It's a small little thing. Takes less than 2 minutes to do. That's doable. So if it was exercise, you're not going to go for a 2-kilometer run tomorrow, unless you've been running every day, right? If you haven't been running and you want to go for a run, you're going to start with something small, like maybe a walk, right? Whatever is attainable for you that you know that you're likely to do, write that. Then write out the actions for week 2. Or you can come back to that later. But for week 1 as well, right now, I want you to be very specific. What is it that you're going to do? Write it down. For me, by the second week, I'm going to start recording short reels. And now I'm not going to delete them. I'm going to watch them so I start getting comfortable seeing myself. And the best part about this, for reel, is less than 2 minutes. So it's not a huge investment of my time. And I can do it. It's attainable. It's quick. So plan everything so at the end of the week, you can reach your goal. Week 3, I'm hoping I've got 1 reel which I can save, which I'm happy is okay to post. Week 4, 2, 3, right? End of the month, the goal for me is going to be, I'm going to post 1 reel with my face on Instagram. So that's terrifying for me, but that's my goal at the end of 1 month. Now, with all of this, life happens. Life happens. We can have the best plan, but life is full of surprises. And also, I can feel tired. I can be unwell. I can just feel unmotivated. So what's my plan for those days? We want to make a contingency plan. If and then plan. So if this happens, then I'm going to do this. So you know yourself best, better than anyone else. You also know what tends to trip you up and what your reaction seems to be in that situation. What do you tend to do? What do you think is going to derail you on your road to success? It's the most likely scenario. Write that. And write if. So for example, for me, if I am unwell, then I'm just going to read out a paragraph from a book that day, and I'm going to record that. So I don't have to invest any time or energy in that. That's my if-then plan. So please write down, if this happens, write down what happens, I will, and write down your action. So that's your contingency plan. The reason we have a contingency plan is in that moment when you are in a situation where you can't follow your original goal, you can feel unmotivated or feel down or confused. Your brain doesn't want to think about what to do. So having an option already there means I can just do that action. Your brain loves things that are already decided, hates making decisions. So it can do what's already there. It's an action which is in alignment with your goal. So you're staying on track. And each action that you do that brings you closer to your desired outcome reinforces your new habit. So it's like that muscle that's being exercised and strengthened over time. So the more we exercise that muscle, the stronger it gets. The more we repeat that habit towards our new goal, the stronger it's going to get. And one more thing on top of all of this that's really important is having accountability and someone we can report our progress to. So if you have someone in your life, if you're lucky enough to have someone who could be your accountability buddy, that would be amazing. So it's somebody you can tell them how you're doing. They're going to help you stay on track. They'll be checking on your progress as well. That helps. If that's not possible, that's there for a lot of us. It's not possible. there are other options. You could have gadgets or apps which can help you. For example, a Fitbit. I know with having a Fitbit on, I tend to move more than when I don't have one on, right? So there are gadgets and apps which are going to remind you, keep you focused, and help you on track. Write down anything that you can kind of think of just now. Remember, you can always come back and also view this again. All right. Thank you, Jazz. So I know everyone loves the facts and figures. So this is especially for the data lovers as well. This is why intention work is so important. So very few of us actually write down our goals. And you're going to be 20% more successful than people who don't write their goals down. It's just by simply writing the goal down. So you're already 20% ahead, right? Now, on top of writing down your goal, if you make a plan, an action plan, which is clear, methodical, you're going to increase your likelihood of success 10 times more than people who just write the goal down. And the last one is increase success by 40% by having accountability and someone you report your progress to, which was what I said earlier, right? Next slide, please, Jazz. Okay. Now we've made our goals. We have an action plan. We have a contingency plan, right? But now we're going to make a short intention statement. That's going to be a commitment, a promise to ourselves for our success. And I'm going to ask you to start it with, I fully commit to, and write down what your promise is after that. So what was your goal? So it could be something like, I fully commit to prioritizing my health. We have a few examples on the slide. Jazz, if I can just ask you to click so it comes up. Thanks. So here are some suggestions. You can come up with your own, or you can pick one of these. And I'm going to ask you to repeat those. So pick one, write your own. That's going to be your intention. And you're going to repeat that to yourself every day. Or when you feel yourself faltering. That's your reminder to yourself of your commitment to this, commitment to yourself, to your dreams, of what you really want. And on top of this, another thing which research has shown, and I'm going to be sharing a few books with you at the end, which have all of these points in there with research, and these books have actually helped me along with intentions as well at the end. So one of the books there also mentions that having a physical action or a reminder also helps you with your intention until you've established that habit. Something as simple as leaving your running shoes by your bed so that when you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you see if your intention is to go running as well. Or having a post-it on the mirror, or your promise stuck on the mirror, so you start your day with that when you wake up in the morning. Something physical in your world that's going to reinforce this commitment for you. Pick a cue. We all need one. I'll give you an example that I have right here is this ring. I wear this ring to remind me whenever I'm doing something where I'm going to be scared of what I'm doing. It's just a reminder for me to be kind and compassionate towards myself in that moment when I'm doing it, and also accept that I'm going to make mistakes while I'm doing this. I'm human. I make lots of mistakes. I'm probably tumbled my words over here somewhere and forgotten a few points, but it's okay. So just please pick a point, something that's going to help you. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you, thank you, Jazz. So we're going to do a visualization to help you commit to your intentions and envision your success. The reason we're going to be doing this is because your thoughts produce the same mental instructions as actions. So when your brain actually rehearses a task or you visualize something, your success or successful actions, your brain is getting trained for the actual event as well. Athletes use this technique all the time to visualize that perfect shot or that routine, and they see that success. And you can do this too. Through a visualization, you can be the person who's already achieved that goal. So your brain can already see that success. And now it's just going to be repeating that action. So once more, just move around a little bit if you want to, and then just settle down comfortably, get comfortable, make sure your feet are grounded if you're sitting in a chair. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes for me, or just softly lower your gaze to a point in front and just follow your breath. Let your breath guide you here. Let it flow in and out easily, effortlessly, in its own natural rhythm. We're not controlling it. Breathing in and out. And now repeat that commitment to yourself that you just made. I fully commit to. Repeat it one more time. I fully commit to, and whatever your commitment was. And when you're repeating this, now I want you to connect back to that feeling of well-being you had earlier. Connect back to that feeling. Can you feel it filling up inside of you? And now imagine in the center, in the absolute core of your being, there's a warm, bright yellow ball of light. And that's getting larger and larger, and it's filling you up. You can feel this huge warmth emanating from that throughout your whole body, from the tips of your toes to your fingertips, up through your head. It's pulsating this energy, and vitality, and warmth. And you feel limitless in this moment. You feel a softening of everything. Your shoulders feel relaxed. Your jaw feels soft, relaxed. There's an inward smile. And your heart feels flooded with that same warmth and expansive. And it's opening. And you feel a sense of exhilaration. Now I want you to think back over your intentions and the feelings that you had when you set it. And now I want you to imagine that you are taking the steps in your action plan. Taking the steps successfully. And you've completed each task and you're doing really well. Imagine what you're going to be like in 1 month from now. Successfully staying on track. You've achieved that goal in a month. And now, in a year's time, you see that success story coming true. You're celebrating your success. I want you to look at the person you have become. Take a moment to enjoy it. See yourself very clearly. And repeat your commitment in this moment again in your mind. I fully commit to. And say it a little louder in your mind. Say it with conviction, with joy, and sing it in your head. Visualize what your whole life is going to be like when you embody this commitment. And now trust that you have planted the seed of intention. and release it to the universe, letting go of any expectations. And you're just going to keep your promise to yourself. That's all. You're going to take action. Release it now. Release all images. And now we will start repeating the word Shreem. Shreem. And while you're repeating this word, just feel and hear its vibrations. Just repeating this silently in your mind to yourself. So you're not saying it out loud. Shreem. Keep repeating it, and I'll mind the time. Shreem. 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 Keep repeating it on your own now. Shreem. 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 Stop repeating the mantra. Still keeping your eyes closed. Just take this moment to rest in silence. Rest in existence. Just rest in being. And just come back, wiggle your toes a little, your fingers. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So this mantra Shreem is there to help you, support you in your success. You can use this in your daily meditations if you choose to. You don't have to as well. With me, I find, apart from doing all of this as well, I do love to journal at the end of the day. Very simple thing that I like to do is I just write my day, and I'll write down bullet points below it of what I have done towards my goal in that day. So it can be something really simple. Just, you can write down 1 or 2 or 3 points, write 3 maximum. You could have done 20 actions that day towards your goal. Just write that down. So for me, a simple thing could have been, I could have emailed a new client, posted a reel, done yoga. That could be the recapitulation of my day towards my goals. And that just helps reinforce what I have actually done, what ground I have made during that day. It's very helpful on a day where I'm not feeling motivated to kind of see the progress I have made, or when I feel I'm not doing enough. It's really good to see that as well. It helps reinforce that habit. And I think that's one of the things Jazz has been saying as well throughout this. Jazz, can we go to the next slide as well? So your 3 keys to success that I really want you to take away from here is write down your goal as well, and be clear on what your actual focus is. And just remember baby steps. Have a contingency plan. And when you're making that contingency plan, keep in mind to have kindness, compassion for yourself. And when you're making that plan, also factor in, how would you treat a friend of yours who is in a similar situation? You would treat them with kindness and compassion. You wouldn't criticize them in that moment. So approach yourself the same way. and have a commitment statement, an intention statement. Repeat that to yourself every day, whenever you need that motivation as well, and keep it somewhere where you can see it every day. So if you want to keep it in that journal, that golden book, do so, use it as well. Next slide, please. And that's it from me for today. So thank you for your time. These are the books which I promised you. They were really helpful for me getting to this point as well, even before I started, feeling ready to work, because as I said, I always need a lot of knowledge. I'm always looking for things. So this helped me act on it as well. And I'd love to hear from any of you. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me as well. Jazz, sorry, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Gayatri, thank you so much for leading us through a wonderful session, visualization, and the meditation. We'll share this links in the email as well. So please follow Gayatri, and you can also reach her if you have any questions or if you want to work with her. She's a wonderful, gifted coach, many things, meditation, holistic health, Ayurveda, and life coaching, transformational coaching. So with that, at the end, in the closing, we have started a new podcast, and one of our coaches, Mandy, who was there 2 weeks ago, we'll be releasing this podcast, and I'll send the link in the email. Please look out for that and watch the podcast. You'll hear, again, what helped Mandy transform, and plus from one of our another guests. And lastly, I'll leave you with, again, intention is the starting point of the dream. Take time to make an intention, repeat it. Repeat statements, especially when there's self-doubt, fear, limiting beliefs. Remember, only one thing can be there at any given time, either stress, anxiety, fear, limiting beliefs, or what we tell ourselves. The best thing that we can do is to start changing how we talk to each other. I love that wonderful example Gayatri gave. How would you treat a friend who was going through a hard time? Same way, treat yourself. And lastly, please take our survey. Give us feedback. And those of you that are joining from meetup.com, our organizer has stepped down. There's about a $24, $25 monthly charge if you want to keep this going. Even if one of you donates or two of you donate, that will keep the meetup going. Otherwise, please sign up. We will finish this session even if the meetup.com group closes out. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.